Good evening, friends. This is Manish Khandelwal. I'm a mechanical engineer, and the details of my experience are mentioned at the bottom of this slide. Today, I'm presenting a very important activity, and that is benchmarking. Benchmarking is an activity to measure the performance of a product, process, service against to someone considered to be the best. The benchmarking helps the industries for improvement, and the improvements may be incremental or dramatic sometime. Let us understand the definition of the benchmarking first. So this is an activity of setting a target after comparing with outstanding products, services, processes being practiced in similar industries or units. So the comparison actually gives us the opportunity to find a gap in the performance, and it can be addressed by improving. So the targets are set by benchmarking best practices in the industry and identifying the new innovative ideas for improvement. So how benchmarking helps us? One is it improves current performance to meet higher standards because we are comparing it with the outstanding products. We are knowing what are the gaps, and then of course we are addressing those gaps and improving. Second, do gap analysis with internal or external standard. If it is internal benchmarking, then of course internal standards, or external benchmarking, then external standard. So we do the gap analysis. Where is the gap? Learn from others. This is very important, very important, that this gives us an opportunity to learn from others. Then create a culture of generating new ideas and innovation. So this creates a culture of going forward with new ideas, generating new ideas. And finally, continuously understanding the customer needs. So all this gives us an opportunity to understand what our customer wants. We can divide the benchmarking activity in 4 steps: planning, analyzing, implementing, and sustaining. So in first phase planning, we identify the opportunities available for improvements. Then we prioritize it based on the company's requirement. After that, we select the outstanding performer and collect their data. For example, if the current rate of defect is 1%, whereas the benchmark performer defect rate is 0.1%. So in this case, we shall collect the substantial data of the benchmark performer for doing the gap analysis. Second phase is do gap analysis between the processes to be improved and to be benchmarked. After that, we set the target. So as I said, the benchmark performer is having a defect rate of 0.1%, whereas the company which is doing the benchmarking study, they are having a defect rate of 1%. So there is a huge gap. Then the target may be from 1% to 0.5%, then maybe to 0.3%, then maybe to 0.2%, then 0.15%, and finally 0.1%. So in increments, we can set the targets. After that, the steps taken in planning and analyzing, they are discussed with all the concerned, including the top management. Once it is all approved, then we develop a clear action plan and start following it up. Once the action plan is made, we start implementing it. After that, we collect the data and compare it with the targets we have set. If there are any bottlenecks, we need to address those bottlenecks, and we need to do this exercise multiple times to ensure that the improvement made is sustainable. This is very important. Friends, if we recall, we have studied PDCA cycle before. And if we implement PDCA cycle in doing the benchmarking, then in plan phase, we are identifying the opportunity for improvement, select best of best data and set the goals like here. Then in do, we execute the plan, collect the data and identify areas of improvements. You will see that some part of implementing also has come here. After that, we check and evaluate the data with benchmark data and check the effectiveness of the plan we have executed. So here the remaining part of implementing and some part of sustaining has also come here. Finally, the act. We need to fine tune the activities based on the result and we need to check the results. After that, we need to repeat the PDCA cycle. Then the types of benchmarking. First is internal benchmarking. In this, the department or the processes within the same organization are compared and the best is taken as a benchmark for others to follow. For example, the document retrieval time in purchase department is 30 seconds, whereas the document retrieval time in finance department is 3 minutes. In this case, the finance department can set the target to reduce their document retrieval time and consider purchase department as a benchmark. The finance department will go through all the 4 phases like planning, analyzing, implementing and sustaining, or follow PDCA cycle to meet the target. Next is competitive benchmarking. In this, performance of the organization is compared with competitor offering same product or service to know their better points and improve. So same product, same function can be compared to know the better points and improve. Third is the functional benchmarking. In this, performance of the entire function is compared with the best in class of other industry. Entire function, for example, HR function. So this is compared with the HR function of other industry, maybe the recruitment policy. Then strategic benchmarking. In this, performance and business approach is compared with the other organization. Basically, this is to do SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. This is very important. And last is process benchmarking. The difference between function and processes. In function benchmarking, your performance of an entire function, you are comparing the entire function, whereas in the process benchmarking, you are comparing the process. Performance of a special process is compared with the best of class in other industry. So friends, benchmarking is an extremely important exercise which has to be continuously undertaken by the industries. When the improvement team has run out of ideas for improvements, then the benchmarking gives us innovative ideas to improve. I've seen industries starting it but not taking it to the logical conclusion. Selecting the best performer is the most crucial activity. Lastly, you always need to see and try to go beyond the benchmark data and set your own benchmark by exceeding the existing benchmark data. So if the existing one is X, you set X plus. Set your own benchmark data. Though this was a very short presentation, but this is an extremely important exercise. If you find this presentation helpful, then please like it and subscribe my channel. Thank you.